3, 4 words and expression. So we'll read them one by one, and then I'm going to ask you some mini activity, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. That's great. So for the first word, please repeat after me, engage.
Engage.
Very good. And what is the meaning of engage?
To become involved or have contact with someone or something.
Great, nice one. And can you read also the sample sentence?
Okay. We are always looking out for new subjects that will encourage our readers.
Very good. Next word, encounter.
Encounter.
Nice one. And what is the sample sentence? I mean, meaning.
To meet someone unexpectedly.
All right, to meet someone unexpectedly. And the sample sentence?
On their way home, they encountered a woman selling flowers.
All right. On their way home, they encountered a woman selling flowers. Great one. Next word is focus group.
Focus group.
All right. And the sample sentence. I mean, meaning. I'm sorry. Meaning.
A group of who have been brought together to discuss a particular subject in order to solve a problem or suggest ideas.
Nice one. And the sample sentence.
Consumers in focus groups told us they felt way too pressured in some stores.
Very good. Nice one. And the last word in our first activity is empathy.
Empathy.
Okay. And the sample meaning.
The ability to share someone else's feelings or experience by imagining what it would be like to be in that person's situation.
Very good. And the sample sentence?
She had a great empathy with people.
All right, very good. So we are done with our first activity, which is word and phrases. Very good. So do you have any question, Aya?
No.
All right, very good. So if you can remember, I've mentioned earlier that we have a mini activity in this part of our discussion or lesson. So we have 4 words here: engage, encounter, focus group, and empathy. I want you to choose one. What word will you choose?
Sorry, could you say again?
Okay. We have here 4 words: engage, encounter, focus group, and empathy. I want you to choose one word.
One word, empathy.
Empathy. All right. Very good. That's a nice word. So what we're going to do is I want you to make your own sample sentence using the word empathy. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Nice one. So let's try to make your own sentence in 3, 2, 1. Let's start.
I can empathy with my teacher's speech.
I can
because it's emotional.
I can empathy my
With my
with my
teacher's
teacher's
speech
speech
because it's very emotional.
because it is very emotional. All right, very good. Nice one. So here, I wrote your sentence in our chat box. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So do you think is there a mistake or not in your sentence? What do you think? Aya, are you there? What do
Maybe.
one more time.
I think it's typing is a mistake.
Oh,
Empathy.
all right. So you've mentioned I can empathy. Yes, the spelling is wrong, right?
Yeah.
Of the meaning empathy. What else? There are actually 2. All right, so I'll just to make this one a lot quicker, I'll just um, give you the mistake, okay? So first one is the spelling. All right, I tried to misspell the word so that you could have or maybe you could see the mistake. Great one, great for great for this kind of mini activities. I commend you for citing this error, empathy, and the other one is the sentence itself or the word itself. So in this sentence, we will use the word emphasize instead the
Yeah,
word of
sorry.
empathy. All
Yeah,
right.
emphasize. I see,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Great job. So that's all. And anyway, let's move on to the next part of our lesson. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay. Very good. So the next part is comprehension. Can you please check the direction?
yeah,
Okay. So here is listening focus. Can you please also check the direction?
yes.
Okay, so here we will listen to the article, but before that, let's listen or let's check the question that you will have to answer later. Please look at the question as I read them, all right? Question number one, according to the article, what have human beings done throughout 2020? One more time. According to the article, what have human beings done throughout 2020. Next word, next question. Number two is what would most of us have encountered prior to the pandemic? One more time. What would most of us encountered prior to the pandemic? Number three, what did participants of British Future Focus Group say? One more time. What did participants of British Future Focus say? All right, so those are our three questions that we'll answer later. So let's listen to the article. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nice one. So let's go in three, two, one, and let's start.
Why talking to strangers is good for health and well-being. Although talking to strangers is not something that everyone's comfortable with, engaging with people we don't know may actually be beneficial to our mental and physical well-being. Throughout 2020, human beings have contracted into smaller and smaller social bubbles and have learned to keep their distance from those outside their personal safe zones. People are experiencing less contact with strangers, and at the same time, feelings of anxiety, loneliness, and isolation are also getting stronger, especially among the most vulnerable in society. Prior to the pandemic, most of us would have encountered a number of people throughout the course of our day, both intentionally and unintentionally. Now our smiles cannot be seen behind our masks, and as winter approaches, we are once again being advised not to go to bars and restaurants with friends and family. The think tank British Future conducted focus groups throughout the lockdown period in the UK. They noted that participants said they felt increased empathy and trust in strangers. The participants said they felt a shared sense of togetherness with others, brought about by the common experiences of the pandemic. If we're to avoid a mental and physical health crisis that continues long after the pandemic has passed, we need to find ways to re-engage with strangers for ourselves and for the sake of the societies in which we live.
All right, so Aya, do you want to listen to the article or let's proceed to the answer the question?
Okay, let's proceed.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Nice one. So here I will read each question and please say your answer out loud. Let's start with question number one. Question number one, according to the article, what have human beings done throughout 2020?
Throughout 2020, human beings have contracted into smaller and smaller social bubbles
Mm-hmm.
and have learned to keep their distance from those outside the personal side safe zone.
Very good, safe zone. So I just had a follow-up question. On 2020, COVID-19 pandemic strikes, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and in that time, did you also follow social distancing? Or is the Japanese government strict in implementing the social distancing measures?
Yes. The Japanese government forced us to have this social distance.
Mm.
Yeah. After actually after
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic, I'm working home
Mm-hmm.
for almost 4 years. Yes.
Oh, I see. Well, you also have work go to, or what do you call this one? You also have to transfer to work from home kind of setup.
No.
No, oh, no. Well, we here in the Philippines, we just opened our establishment or schools last month. We were, our government were really, I mean, they really were scared of the pandemic. So for 2 years, our kind of work or our kind of school system were just online. So
Mhm,
for 2 years.
mhm.
Okay, so let's move on to question number two. Question number two is, what would most of us have encountered prior to the pandemic?
Prior to
Prior means before the pandemic.
I know. Prior to
Mhm.
the pandemic, most of us would have encountered a number of people throughout the course of our day,
Mhm.
both intentionally and unintentionally.
I see. So most of you have encountered number of people throughout the course of the day. So how about when the pandemic start? Is it actually still the case, or the number of people you've encountered to the course of the day were decreasing?
Mm, yeah, after the pandemic, the person, people who encounter the number of the people who encountered is decreasing. Yes.
I see. All right. Well, by the way, are you already vaccinated, Aya?
Yeah, I'm already vaccinated
Uh,
3 times. Yes.
and what was your vaccine?
Pfizer.
Pfizer. Okay,
Uh-huh.
well, that's a nice vaccine. It's from the United States. Okay, great job. And for the last question in the article, what did participants of British Future Focus groups say?
Oh, Brit- just the think tank British Future. Uh, こういうとか。
No problem, just take your time.
Hmm, the think that British Future conduct focus groups throughout the lockdown period of the UK.
All right, so the participants said they felt increased empathy and trust in strangers. So they felt
Yeah.
empathy and trust on strangers when or after the pandemic strikes. Well, all right, great job answering our three questions from the article. So, do you have any questions, Aya?
No?
Okay, nice one. So let's move on to the next activity, which is read out. Can you please check the direction?
Okay. Why talking to strangers is good for health and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Although talking to strangers is not something that everyone's comfortable with, engaging with people we don't know may actually be beneficial to our mental and physical well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the 22, human beings have contracted into smaller and smaller social bubbles and
Mm-hmm.
have learned to keep their distance from those outside their personal safe zones.
Mm-hmm.
People are experiencing less contact with strangers and at the
Mm-hmm.
same time feelings of anxiety, loneliness, and isolation, and also getting stranger people, especially among the most vulnerable in society. Prior to the pandemic, most of us would have encountered a number of people throughout the course of our day,
Mm-hmm.
both intentionally and unintentionally. Now,
Mm-hmm.
our smiles cannot be seen behind our masks. And as winter approaches, we are once again being advised not to go to bars and restaurants with friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
The things that Tank British Future conduct focus groups throughout the lockdown period in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
They noticed noted that participants said that participants said
Mhm.
they felt increased empathy and
Mhm.
trust in strangers. The
Mhm.
participants can say it was shared sense of togetherness with others brought about the common experience of the pandemic. If
Mhm.
we are not to avoid a mental and physical health crisis
Mhm.
that continues long after the pandemic has passed, we need to
Mhm.
find ways to rearrange, also re-engage with strangers
Very good.
for ourselves and for the sake of social societies
Mhm.
in which we live.
All right, very good. So this article really talks about what we are or what we were when the pandemic struck. So here there is actually a statement here that our smiles cannot be seen behind our mask. So because we are always wearing masks, and then we cannot also go out the usual that we do prior to the pandemic because of the fear of getting infected. So this article really brings us about what was happened or what did happen during the pandemic. So I just want to ask you about this one, Aya. When there was a pandemic, um, how was your living experience prior to having the pandemic? Does it change knowing that um, it is very, the pandemic is very severe, or does it not change at all?
I think the lifestyle for me has not
Mm-hmm.
changed after the pandemic compared with the previous one
Mm-hmm.
because um, uh, yeah, actually I'm not outgoing. So yeah, after the pandemic, I don't have to commute by the
Mm-hmm.
train, so I can work at home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's very happy for me to stay
Mm-hmm.
at home. Yes.
All right. So there's actually a little bit of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think most of us could agree with that, especially me. Before I had or I teach English offline, I can
Mm-hmm.
have my student face to face, you know. But right now, I'm doing online teaching. So the pandemic really changes a lot of things that are happening before or prior the pandemic. All right, great job. This one, let's move on to the next part of our lesson, the discussion. But before that, do you have any questions about the article?
Yeah.
Okay, nice one. So please check the directions of the discussion.
Yeah.
All right, so please answer each question freely or using the situation given. I'll read each question, then you can answer freely or open the answer key to have more idea to answer. Are you ready, Aya?
Yeah.
Nice one. First question. Were there during the pandemic when you felt anxious, lonely, or isolated?
No,
Mhm.
I don't feel any anxiety or lonely or isolated because, yeah, as I said before, I'm not outgoing. I like
Mhm.
to stay at home, like
Mhm.
reading books or writing something. So yeah, after the pandemic, my lifestyle has not changed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, actually, during the pandemic, I don't know. I feel like I was thankful because we get to more close or and spend time with our families. Okay, next word or next question. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Okay, very good. Question number two. Do you think it is important to socialize?
Yeah, I think it's important for humans
Mm-hmm.
socialize. Yeah. Mm, because it's very useful for solving problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like yeah, for example, the friends can advise for us, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they can help to make a good relation. Also, yeah, the socialize will be useful to improve our communication. So yeah, it's very good to talk to other people. Yeah.
All right, nice one.
Yeah.
So this question number 3, I actually asked you this one before we start our discussion. So let's skip this question. Let's go over to question number 4 already. So question number 4, have you used technology more during the pandemic?
Have you used to? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
During the pandemic, yeah, I used to like
Mm-hmm.
Zoom. Yeah, I used to native camp every day. It's like yeah, digital communication
Mm-hmm.
devices. Yeah, every day use
Mm-hmm.
Teams or uh, like yeah, like something like that. Yes.
Okay, well, actually, I could also agree to that. That during the pandemic, me myself, I used technology more because we were transferred or we were going into online platforms for our learnings and for our jobs. We transitioned from offline to online because of the pandemic. So that's one of the changes that COVID-19 brings to us. Not, I mean, not just to us, but to the whole world. All right. So Aya, we are now finished with our lesson,
Mm-hmm.
daily news,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wish that or I just wish and I hope that you learned something from me today. And also, I just want to say thank you very much
Yeah,
for
thank you very much.
coming to my class. I really appreciate you taking my class, even though you just woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish you good luck and God bless on your work later. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much.
So Aya, please take care, and I hope I'll be seeing you again next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right. Nice one. Thank you very much, Aya, and
Yeah,
have a good
have a good
day.
day. Yeah,
Goodbye.
bye.